Yo, what's up guys? It's Yellowfin, and it is time for Garage Update Episode 6. So, I'm making this episode because I want to see, like, in a while from now, it's sort of going to be like a garage review, but it's also going to be more of a fast-paced garage review, because if I did, like, an in-depth garage review, it'll take, like, over an hour, and I'd rather do that, like, at the end of the year, where then it can be, like, because I did the one before the beginning of this year, and then I want to do one, like, near the end of the year this year. So then I'll be able to see like how much my garage has changed in a year, which so far it looks like a lot. But this one I want to do because the new update is projected. It's a lot of theories. It may be completely wrong, but all the theories that have been made make sense, and there have been a lot of hints that there is a new update coming soon with stuff that Hutch has said or stuff on KT Play or just patterns from previous updates with the 5x carbons coming out and them releasing a very strong prize car that everyone wants to compete for. So there's just a lot of things pointing towards a new update coming out soon, so I wanted to make this video to show all the preparation that I have done for the new update to come out, because I don't really know. But yeah, I wanted to make a new one so I could show like all the preparation I've made for the new update, with all the gold I've been saving, all the cash I'm now going to be stocking up on after that big pack opening, and also all the fuse material, and what my garage sort of looks like. So first, let's start with my resources right now. I have 109,390 cash, and I have 12,625 gold. So every cash I get from now, all of it's going into saving for a giant pack opening I'm going to do in the new update. And all the gold is being saved, besides for the occasional 499 for the club's multiplier. But all the rest of the gold has been saved. And then I'm going to open up both the elite packs and then both the regular carbons, plus then all the free stuff they give us. And then I'm also going to do a big pack opening. I hope I can maybe get to 1 million, because I think it's going to be like in the span of a week. So I might be able to get up to 1 million in a week, but I'm not too sure. But then I'll open premiums for that country, whatever country it is. I'm pretty sure it might be Japan, because there have also been hints of that with like submissions or requests for photos of Japanese cars that have been put out and stuff like that. So it might be Japanese, but I'm not really too sure. It may be something else. Maybe it'd be German. That would be nice if they didn't overhaul on that. But I don't know. It's all just theories right now. And so I thought I might as well show off my stuff anyway that I have in preparation of if there is a new update. So my fuse map pile is very large right now. 3 ultra rares, so I have enough for at least 1 fuse and a new epic, which is good. I also probably get some more when I do all those big pack openings. And then I have a lot of super rares. All of these are fused. None of them are really great cars or cars I really want to max out, or I already have them maxed out. So these are all just going to end up being fused. None of them I really need to keep like a second one of, or a third, or even a fourth, because I just have too many of them. But yeah, there's a lot of doubles here, like 2 Honda Ridgelines, 2 Suzuki Forester, not Suzuki, Subaru Foresters, and just 2 of a lot of stuff. But now it's time to check out the garage, what it's looked like so far. Also, I do want to also show off my American Frontier hand, how it has changed a ton from the very beginning of just very little cars to now a very strong collection. Like, this has happened nearing the end of the update, the end of the span of the update. This is what my hand has looked like in the end. I have 2 maxed epics, the Firepower and the Charger Juiced, and then I have a 2-star epic, the Acura TL SH All-Wheel Drive, a bunch of strong ultra rares, a majority of the best ultra rares you can get from the update, and a good amount of super rares. Some of it's just a random variety, like the Crossfire Concept or the Airflight, where they're useful in challenges. Bunch of random rares, most of them not maxed, they're just keepers that I kept. Bunch of super rares, and uncommons, and a bunch of random commons. But now let's look at how my garage has changed so far, of just a quick rundown of my garage and everything that I have. So, bunch of random commons, some prize cars, some not, others from Year of the Ox, like this Citroen, which I'm just keeping because I have it, and I have the slots for it, so I might as well keep it. Other cars are just cars I like the Cadillac Cimarron, or the Chrysler Town & Country, where it's just like a big random collection of cars, like Ford Tempo, also Vauxhall Cavalier, where that's what most of my lower tier garage is just a collection of cars that I like, or stuff that I just find interesting, or stuff that I feel like might have good stats, like the Peugeot 208, or I don't know, most of it's just random stuff though, like the MG MGB. I just like this car because it has a good picture. Chrysler Fifth Avenue, I just like it because it's American Common. and a bunch of other random stuff. Then for uncommons, it's a bit more of a collection of good stuff, but then also a bunch of random stuff. Like the Renault 21 Savannah, I just like the way the car looks. Volkswagen Polo was one for Year of the Ox. It's not really that great of a car at all, but I have it for Year of the Ox. Bunch of more lower tier max stuff. I did actually keep a 300 SL now. I never have really kept one, but I'm keeping one now. Then other stuff, Citroen C5 Saloon, also a useful car for a challenge, even though it failed me a ton. And just a big chunk of just random uncommons. Like Fiat 500X, needed it for a challenge, I have it maxed out now. Just a bunch of cars I never really think I would keep that I have maxed out, which I needed for challenges and stuff. And then rares, it's also just a random collection with the Volkswagen Jetta, we have a Nissan Patrol. It's just a bunch of random. And that's basically what my lower tier is. It's not really, most of it is good stuff or useful stuff, but then all the other stuff, it's just kind of random. Because lower tier stuff isn't really that useful as like saving a big fuse mat pile for it. While with the other stuff, you don't really want to keep as much random because it's not really as useful, and it would just be more useful as fuse. But with lower tier stuff, I just keep a lot of random stuff that I like. And so that's basically what my lower tier collection is, and that's also why a lot of it is stock, because I don't really ever max anything out unless it's actually needed. Then moving on to super rares, it's going to be a lot more of like organized. It's going to be a lot more of max outs and very few stock cars. Most of it's just ones I've gotten recently, which I haven't put any resources into because I either haven't needed to use them in an event or I've been saving cash for big pack openings. So Miata Roadster, ELR, just a bunch of random stuff. XK8 is actually a pretty useful one in clubs. Cadillac DTS, just a big group of random stuff. Fiat Coupe 20V Turbo, needed it for a challenge, so now I'm keeping it. I have my 332 Mercedes-Benz C43, needed it for a challenge, and it's actually been pretty useful at 332. I don't really think 323 would be really worth it because it doesn't have any MRA, it has no handling, it's more of just a drag strip car for not going against other good drag strip cars, and maybe like a city street small car, but I don't know, I just sort of 332'd it just because that 0 to 60 is actually pretty decent. Then I have my 325i convertible BMW, just a bunch of other random stuff that I do want to max out in the future that might be of some use. And also my Datsun 240Z rally car, which I am going to max out immediately right once I need it for an event. Right once it has a use in an event, or if I need it in clubs where good club events are coming, then I will max it out. But right now I haven't really had an opportunity to. And then just a bunch of other one-star stuff. Volkswagen Touareg I got recently. I decided to keep it because I need it for the Yellowbird Challenge for some of the German off-road races, so I will be keeping that then. Moving on to ultra rares, it'll be similar to super rare with just a few stock stuff which are just keepers or stuff I want to keep, and then mostly everything's maxed out. Hummer H3T, I do want to max out eventually, but I've been saving cash, so I haven't really had an opportunity to. Same for the TLX and the 3200 GT Assetto Corsa. Honda Civic Type R also, haven't had any time to max it out. Porsche 911 Turbo, I've kept. It's been in my garage for 147 days. Never actually had an opportunity to use it, but I am not fusing it because it is special to my garage. And then a bunch of just other max cars. Focus RS, which I got recently, which is really useful, which I'm happy about. Bunch of other stuff. The Guayra I've also had for a long time, just never really had an opportunity to max it out where I've needed it, or where I've needed it urgently. It's just kind of been sitting there. Same for the Roof 3400S, 204 days. It still remains stock. Barely used it really. It is really useful, and I bet I'd use it a ton if I had it maxed out, but I haven't really maxed it out yet. Aston Martin Rapide Bertone Jet 2+2 was my project before I started to save all that cash, and I'll probably work on it in the distant future. And I lost where I was. So now I will scroll back through all of my random lower tier collection, my partially organized. I have to go back again because I didn't have locked on, so it had all my super refused. So back through all of the random lower tier, the partially organized super rares, to the middle right here, where we had the Roof 3400S and the Aston Martin Rapide Bertone, where I'd be maxed out in the near future. Donkervert D8 Cosworth, I've been slowly maxing it out, but it just isn't really used very much in events, so I don't really want to max it out urgently. It's just kind of been here. Jaguar XES I want to max out because it has similar stats to the XFR Sport Brake, It has a bit better stats, but it's lacking the MRA that the XFS Sport Brake has, which is probably why it's one less RQ. Porsche 911 RS, I'm keeping it because I fused it earlier and I was sad about that, so now I'm keeping it. Chrysler Citadel is a great one that I got, and then also Mazda Cosmo I should max out sometime soon. The Impreza WRX, it isn't that great of a car. It has strong MRA, beats the Evos on the fast stuff, but anything twisty it'll lose to them, and I already have both Evos, but I'm keeping it anyway because it is one of my favorite cars. And then my second Colorado CR2 I should also max out pretty soon. Then moving on to epics, we have the Peugeot 306 Maxi. I want to max it out sometime soon, but now that there is a projected new update approaching, then I probably won't be maxing it out for quite a bit still. But I will max it out eventually. It's a great car, front wheel drive. It gets up to like 97 handling and I think 3.40 to 60, which is pretty good stats, especially for an RQ65 car. And then TLSH all-wheel drive, I also want to max out. It's at 213. GMC Acadia Denali, also want to max out. It's at 213 as well. So I've had both these. They're both American, both lower RQ cars, and I both have them at 213 for using them in events where I didn't want to fully max them out, but I also wanted to put some fuses in it where they're actually good. And I'm definitely keeping them both. Neither of them are going to end up being fused, and they will be maxed out eventually when I'll need them again. Chrysler Firepower, one of my new cars I got from the update, fully maxed it out, which I'm happy about because if I wouldn't have maxed it out, it's not really that great of a car. Maxed out, it actually has great stats. Well, decent stats, not really great or over-the-top stats, but it has good stats maxed out, while at 1 star it's not really that good. Audi S8 I'm keeping because they seem to like to do a lot of 2006 requirements, so I'm keeping it. Caterham 7420, haven't really had any use of it. It's just sort of been sitting here in my garage, but I'm keeping it for when, until I get like a better Caterham, because you want to at least have one Caterham in your garage since they're really light and they're great twisty cars. So I'm keeping it until I get something better or a better Caterham. Then Infiniti G35, had it for a while, just a car. It's basically just a car. I've had it for a while, so I'm not fusing it. BMW Nazca C2, great car. Bunch of other stuff. I did max out my V12 Vantage Carbon Black Edition, which had been my upgrading project. Now I'm not really sure what my max out project is because it'll probably be something from the new update. And then just a bunch of other stuff. I got my Max Banana, which is 80 RQ, which is a little annoying sometimes when they do you have epic challenges and they do you 65 to 79 RQ, so I can't use it. But it's fine at 80 RQ at least. I mean, if it was a legendary, it wouldn't perform as great. It wouldn't just be as good of a car anymore. Then I have my Max 911 GT2 RS and a bunch of other legendaries, all the rest at 1 star besides my Max legendary. And my next project will probably be the Gumpert Apollo S, or maybe the Lamborghini Aventador SV, because I'm also kind of leaning toward putting upgrades into that. And so yeah, that's basically the rest. I'm at 7,140 trophies. This is what my garage is looking like. And so yeah, like when it gets later into the new update, whenever that is, and then I will be able to see like how much my garage has changed, because there will also be a lot of in-game resources going into that. So then I'll be able to see like how, if my garage has improved by a lot, which I'm assuming it will, and in what aspects it has improved in. So yeah, that's basically this video. Sort of like a time capsule, I guess you could put it like that, of like what my garage is right now at this time, to seeing what will happen to it after the next major update. So that's basically it for this video. If you like this type of content, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that cool stuff. I'm your Elephant. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.